My name's Stuart Munro. I'm the technical director at Dandenong Thunder. Yeah, look, I started obviously like all young kids in junior football, and I sort of was playing more part-time football. I served my apprenticeship in Grangemouth, which is my hometown in Scotland, and I was playing part-time, playing at a reasonably good level of part-time football, and I got noticed by a manager at Glasgow Rangers who signed me from Alloa. I was about 20-year-old at the time, and I joined them and became a full-time player at the age of 21, and it turned out to be a really exciting time at Rangers. It was a time when the whole club changed, the history of Scottish football changed at the time when I was there at Rangers, what they call the Rangers Revolution. Our manager Graham Souness came in. I'd been there a year and a half, and he came in and brought all these high-profile players to the club, and it was the start of a really massive and a really fantastic period of time in the Rangers history. I know I think it was 179 league games. All in all, I think it was about 230 games or something. I probably played about 230 friendlies as well, because there was always lots and lots of friendly matches getting played, because everybody wanted to play Rangers in friendlies and testimonial matches and such like. So yeah, it was a great period. I was there for 7.5 years, and it certainly was the highlight of my career as a football player. Yeah, the Glasgow Rangers Hall of Fame nomination came through a couple of months ago, and an email to me that I was nominated for. Not this year, it was actually last year's award, because last year they didn't have the awards ceremony last year, so they're doing 2 this year. So my nomination was for last year's, but it's for the Glasgow Rangers Hall of Fame, and obviously a massive honour for myself just to be nominated. Obviously it'd be even greater if I was to win such an award and join such an illustrious group of players that are in the Hall of Fame already. Actually, part of a tour with Rangers itself, I came to Australia, and that's when I first met my wife, Carolyn, and I left Rangers in 1991 and went down south. I got transferred to Blackburn Rovers in England. I had a few injury problems there, left them after about a year and a half and went to Bristol City in England. Really enjoyed my time there, and then I came back to Scotland to get involved in player coaching at Falkirk in the Premier League, and then to St Mirren. And then I always promised my wife that when I retired as a player, we'd emigrate back for her home country, which was Australia. I got involved after the old NSL finished. I didn't get involved in the A-League, and I didn't get involved in the old VPL here as well. For a few years I did a little bit of radio commentary stuff, and then I just decided to get involved, and I first of all went to Oakley Cannons and did very well with them for a couple of seasons there, and then I found my way to Dandenong Thunder, and they just got promoted from the first division into the Premiership, and I took over, and again we did really well in our first year. We won the league and got to the grand final, and so it was good. It was a good time, and I found the club had been a great club, good people, and I've enjoyed my time. So it was an easy decision for me to come back here again when I came back from Perth. And obviously I've taken on this new role at the club now. I came back last year as a head coach just to finish the season off for them last year, to help them out, and then this year I've taken on a role as a technical director, which is something I'm looking forward to, really expanding my it's a different area of football that I've done before. I've done lots of different types of coaching, senior coaching, junior development coaching. Now I'm sort of encompassing everything and working more with the coaches as opposed to players now.
Can you tell me a bit about your roles at TD? What does it entail?
Yeah, well that's probably the key part of that is you're working more with coaches than you are with players. So now your main job is to make sure that the coaches for all the different junior teams are following the national curricula as closely as we can, and making sure they understand that what's expected of them from the FFA now, and what's expected of a coach now in Australian football, and the development of players now, young players. It's football coaching has came on, massive amount, huge leaps and bounds in the last sort of 5-6 years, and there's a lot more coach education in Australia than there ever was, and it's important that coaches stay up to date with it, and it's important that the coaches, even at the junior level and even for the sub-junior levels, have an idea of what they're doing and are organised, they're structured, and that they can follow the curricula fairly closely as well. And it's my job to make sure they have that information, and that they're actually teaching the players and teaching the kids that type of stuff.